performance equation goes, performance is equal to capability plus will multiplied by opportunity. And it's probably important to break out what each one means. So capability is really the technical capability of the individual. So it's things like leadership capability, technical capability around their skills, and all those typical things that you would address in a capability gap analysis and a capability program to build capability in people. So typically we would define capability as how well can they do the job. So then will is really the engagement part. So will for us, when we discussed it, was how well do they want to do the job? And then opportunity is how easy do we make it for someone to do the job well, or how easy do we make it for them to not do the job well? So it goes both ways, the opportunity piece. And we put it as a multiplied instead of a plus, and we did talk about this. We decided we would multiply it because we thought that regardless of how much capability someone had, and regardless of how engaged they were with their role and how well they wanted to do in their role, if you didn't allow them to do that as an organisation, then they wouldn't have any performance. So I think for me, engagement has a couple of main outcomes, but basically if you think of a scale of ultra high performance and extremely poor performance, engagement impacts anywhere along that sort of continuum. And so it's not the only component to performance, but it's one of the very important ones. And certainly you need an element of it to be, you need to have high engagement to be a high performing team. Everyone sort of talks about, well, when people leave the organisation, it makes them disengaged, they'll leave. And certainly I think that's the end point. But I think and I believe that the biggest cost to an organisation is not them leaving, it's what happens in the lead up to someone leaving. And so typically you'll find it could last for months, anywhere to years, where you have someone who's disengaged working in a business, who's delivering subpar results, you have presentees and all of those sorts of things where you're not getting the best out of people. And so I think that when people leave, that doesn't tell the whole story about engagement. It doesn't reveal anywhere near the full cost to a business what disengagement is.